In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the top platforms that you can use to automate your social media posting and combine your social media accounts to one platform so you don't have to go to Facebook, then Twitter, then Instagram, and so forth. So I have four platforms that I'd really like to highlight, and I think with these four platforms, we can find solutions for pretty much any size organization. The first one that I'd like to talk about is one that a lot of you have probably heard of before. It's Hootsuite. This is the social automation platform that's really been around since the early days of social media automation, and they've done a really good job of updating, and it's still probably one of the top tools today. So here on the Hootsuite website, we can take a look at some of the solutions provided by Hootsuite. So first of all, if we go up to the top and we just mouse over this platform section, you can see a list of some different features that Hootsuite offers and a list of networks that you can integrate with Hootsuite. So you can see almost, all of the top social networks are listed there. And with Hootsuite, we can schedule our posts, we can monitor all of our social interactions, we can curate content, we have access to advanced analytics to see which of our posts are being most successful. You can manage teams with Hootsuite. This is just kind of an overview from this dropdown, but if we go back and we scroll down the homepage a little bit, you'll be able to see some of the features as well. You can see they talk about scheduling posts. This is something we're going to see in all of these tools. It's one of the top reasons to use a social media automation tool. You can get everything set up, say on Monday for all your posts for the rest of the week, and then you can focus on something else while these automation tools do some of the marketing work for you. So you can manage all of your social content. Even if you're using a team, everybody can have access to it, whoever is working on it at that time. You can see we can measure our results. So I'll let you take a look further at this homepage, and you can try out Hootsuite if you'd like. Let's move over to the plans section so we can see what pricing looks like for Hootsuite. So you'll notice that Hootsuite offers a number of different plans. You can see the lowest plan starts at about $30 a month. And with that plan, you'll be able to add 10 social profiles. You can schedule an unlimited number of posts, but you can only have one user who's managing all of those posts. So this is a good way to get started with social media automation, but I'd recommend that you've established yourself a little bit with your social networks before you jump in and start using Hootsuite. To pay $30 a month for a social automation tool before you've even got the ball rolling with your social media accounts is probably not worth it. This really becomes beneficial when you start having too much to do with social media. You're putting too much time in because you're logging into so many different accounts and you're trying to remember what you posted on what account, what idea you had yesterday to post today, and it just kind of gets too convoluted. That's when you want to use these tools. And that's when it's a great time to do the 30-day free trial. As you can see at the bottom, there's a 30-day free trial for these first two plans, the professional plan and the team plan here. So that's definitely something that I'd recommend that you check out before you actually decide to start paying to use one of these tools. But Hootsuite is a great place to start once you feel a little bit overwhelmed with everything that's going on with your social accounts. Okay, the next tool that I want to talk about is called Agorapulse. And Agorapulse is very similar to Hootsuite. However, it does a really good job of reviving your evergreen content. I think this is a really valuable aspect of Agorapulse. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to specify what content on your blog or website is evergreen. And for those of you who don't know, evergreen is content that really never becomes out of date. I consider it the king of content. When we're thinking about our content production and what we want to put out there, if we can put something out there that in 10 years will be just as relevant as it is today, that is really, really great content, and it's known as evergreen. With Agorapulse, you can specify what content on your blog is evergreen, and then you can let Agorapulse know how often you'd like to share that content to your socials. This is a really nice feature of Agorapulse that doesn't come with all of the other social media automation tools. Let's take a look at the Agorapulse website to review some of the other features. Okay, so here we are on the Agorapulse website, and if we scroll down this page, we can see some of the features similar to how we did on the Hootsuite website. So you can see it has a lot of scheduling options. So again, this is great for preparing that calendar beforehand and getting everything posted so that you can focus elsewhere. You can manage all of your conversations on Agorapulse, so any messages that you're receiving from any social platform, comments, that sort of thing. You have access to a lot of reports to try and determine your ROI of your social media, your digital marketing efforts. That's something that's very important for marketers nowadays. So that comes with Agora Pulse. You can do real-time collaboration, so you can work with teams in Agora Pulse just like you can in Hootsuite. So you've got one employee in one part of the world working on the social posts, and maybe you've got somebody else that's in a different time zone working as well. They can collaborate together using Agora Pulse. Really nice feature there as well. You can actually track your followers, so there's a built-in CRM with Agora Pulse, and we're also going to talk about that with another tool later on. You can see there's a few more unique features to Agora Pulse. So you have an inbox assistant. You can take a look at all of your comments. You can publish your posts in different categories. So if you want to organize them by the type of content it is, so that can kind of give you an easier way to manage when you want to post something on Facebook versus Instagram, you can do that as well. So again, I'm not going to go over every single feature, but I do want to take a look at the pricing because we did for Hootsuite. So let's go ahead and click on the pricing link up here at the top. We'll scroll down a little bit here. So you can see that Agora Pulse does start at almost $80 a month. So that's a little pricey. Actually, just 2 years ago, the same option was only $40 a month. But there is a free trial, so you can test it out as well. Maybe do 30 days of Hootsuite, 30 days of Agora Pulse. Again, this is when you've already got the ball rolling with social media and you're starting to be a little overwhelmed. These two platforms, Hootsuite and Agora Pulse, are the cream of the crop when it comes to social media automation. You can see that they also have other options as well. If you're a larger organization, you can take a look at the large or extra large plan. You'll notice that you have access to adding a lot more social profiles, and you can also add more users. I will say, however, for any small organizations, this medium-sized plan is pretty good. You can have up to 2 users and up to 10 social profiles. The next tool that I'd like to go over is called Buffer. Now, Buffer doesn't have quite the features that Hootsuite and Agora Pulse have. However, it's a little bit more affordable. So let's move over to the Buffer website and take a look at the pricing first, and then we'll go over some of the features. Okay, so here we are on the Buffer website, and I'm just going to click on the pricing section. We'll scroll down a little bit here. So you can see that Buffer offers a pro plan that is only $15 a month. So in comparison to the other automation tools that we've looked at, this is quite affordable. You can have up to 8 social accounts. You can schedule up to 100 posts in the future, and only one user will be able to have access. As you can see, you can also upgrade to either the premium or business plan as well. So let's go ahead and go back to the Buffer homepage and take a look at some of the features of Buffer. So if we scroll down here, we'll be able to see that we can craft posts within Buffer and schedule them for future use. Right here it has a bunch of networks listed that integrate with Buffer, so Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, some of the big ones right there. Continue to scroll down. You can see that we can collaborate when working on our content. So again, you can use Teams in Buffer. And I actually really like Buffer. I think it's a great tool. You can see you can schedule posts, you can set up your calendar, but this is pretty much it. There aren't too many features to Buffer. Sometimes that is actually nice because you're not overwhelmed with all these different bells and whistles. You can kind of just get in, do your thing, and get out. And that's kind of what I like about Buffer. When we're on the pricing page, I'm not sure if you noticed, but there is a 14-day free trial for Buffer as well. So that is definitely something that you should check out. I talked about scalability earlier in the course. So if your business grows, your social marketing efforts grow, you can always upgrade to higher tiered plans without your whole team having to learn a new system. So with that in mind, it's always good to maybe start out with the first plan. And then if you've kind of exhausted that and you're looking for the ability to add more networks or more users, then you can upgrade to the other tiers as needed. The last tool that I'd like to mention is Sprout Social. Now, this tool has a lot of popularity. If you were to do some research on the top tools, the top social automation tools, you might see that Hootsuite and Sprout Social would kind of come to the top as the top 2 tools. However, Sprout Social can get pretty expensive. So let's go ahead and move on over to the Sprout Social website so we can look at the pricing and some of the features. Okay, so here we are on the homepage, and I'm going to go over some of the features in a second, but let's take a look at the pricing real quick because that is maybe a deal breaker for some people. So if I scroll down a little bit here, you can see that we have 3 plans available. And the first one is the standard plan, and that starts at almost $100 a month. Now, this is a very robust tool. Don't get me wrong. Sprout Social has basically everything that Hootsuite has everything that Agora Pulse has, plus some extras. It has a CRM, a customer relationship management system built right into it. So the reason I mention this is because for those medium to large size companies that might be hiring an employee specifically for social media, have multiple employees for social media, doing a lot of heavy lifting in their digital marketing, this might be the perfect solution. There's also a free trial, as you can see. So I definitely recommend trying out Hootsuite and Agora Pulse first. However, if you want to integrate a large team, you want to get really in-depth analytics and actually manage even some of your display advertising, you can do that here in Sprout Social. So it's an option, but it is expensive. So keep that in mind. Let's just go back and take a look at the homepage so we can just see what some of the features that they mentioned are. Now, like I said, I know that it has all of the features that we've already looked at in all these other tools. So you can see we can do our social listening, publishing, we can manage engagement. Let's close this out here. We can review analytics. Kind of talks about some of the same thing here, but in some more details. And they've got some testimonials talking about the right people to use the platform. And then I think if we go up here to the solutions drop down, you'll see that you can take a look at the different solutions Sprout Social offers depending on your type of business, by what you're looking to accomplish. And it's definitely just a very, very great tool. So after looking at the different prices and features of these platforms, I'd say for the really small organizations just getting into it, try starting out, try Buffer, see what you can get out of that. If you don't quite get enough out of Buffer, then I'd move over to Hootsuite or Agora Pulse. And then if you're a larger organization, or if you're not worried about the pricing as much and you need everything all in one place, integrations, you might want to try Sprout Social as well. There are a lot of options out there. There are a lot of new social automation platforms that have just come out within the last year or two. Time will tell how effective these platforms will be, but I mentioned earlier in the course that I really want to focus on the tools that have already been proven successful. These 4 tools have Hootsuite, Agora Pulse, Buffer, and Sprout Social are the go-to tools when you're looking to automate your digital marketing with social media.